I've already seen one shining there. Let's keep watch. Damn, look how much gold there is here, man. Well, another metal detecting video. I'm here at the river, and I'm sure many of you who follow my videos will already recognize this place. This is where I found one of the biggest gold nuggets I've come across in this area. It was in this crack here, if I remember right. You can see where I worked on this rock and left it clean. This part of the river is less overgrown at this time of year. And while walking around here, I came across a spot that I think could be very interesting for continuing to look for gold. You'll see, it's right back here. I left my equipment here and brought a lot of gear today to look for gold, which is great. I'll show each item as I use it, since I think I got it right this time. This is where I want to search, right by the fallen tree. Notice all the visible rock here? I'm just behind the spot I showed you last time when I was searching. Before you start searching, always pay attention to how the water flows, because you realize that if the river rises a lot, or thousands of years ago when the river used to flow up there, this low pressure area is where heavy metals would likely gather, forming a pocket in the rock. If you look where I left my things, you'll see a giant rock here and another one there. This shows that during floods, large heavy objects are deposited here. So I hope there's a chance we'll find gold in that crack. If not, I've also checked a couple of spots a bit further down. But anyway, let's start working here and see if we're lucky and find something interesting. Let's try to move this tree first, and I'll leave it standing over there again to see if I can get it out. I finally managed to move it to the side. I left it standing there, and look at how it looks. There's rock here and rock here. If there's a hole here, as I suspect, this could be a good spot for gold. I brought the XPRX. Let's take a look at this first layer of soil, see if we get any signal, but I have to say I don't really like this first layer of soil too much. Anyway, well, let's run the detector over it, and I'll pan some of this first layer, then we'll keep digging down. Let's see if we get to the gravel. That's where the good stuff should be. I'm balancing the soil. And nothing, I don't hear anything around here, but anyway, like I said, I'm going to pan some of this soil just in case there's very fine gold that the detector doesn't pick up. This soil was among all the tree roots, so maybe some gold got left behind here. Let's wash it. Most of the material is already gone without washing, so there likely won't be anything left here. Nothing at all. Well, nothing in this first pan, but you have to try. Let's keep digging there until we hit the gravel or until the metal detector gives me a signal, okay? Well, for now, I'm not getting any signals with the detector, but all of this here... This is already bedrock, so I'll clean this corner, pan it, and wash it in the river to check for fine gold the detector might miss. After an hour, we haven't found any gold yet, showing it's not that easy. The bedrock here breaks a little. I don't really like that, to be honest. But anyway, let's take advantage and have a look under the rocks. These rocks are for washing. Let's wash this one and check for gold. Even the water is frozen, man. It doesn't look good, huh? It doesn't look good at all. Let's take a look, but I think there's not going to be anything here. No gold yet, but things are looking up. It's starting to drop, so if anything's here, it'll be there. Let's keep digging and clearing dirt. You know what I mean? I'll dig down to bedrock and scrape there, since that's our best chance to find something. That's how I left the crack. Let's check this last pan. If there's no gold, I'm done and moving to another spot. Don't tell me there's really not going to be anything. Nothing. I've panned 3 times, cleaned out the cracks so you can see the bottom. This must be the crack's base since it rises here, but still no gold. I think I'm going to leave this place and move somewhere else because I can see I'm not going to find anything good here. First, I'm going to stop to eat and rest a bit, then I'll do that. Let's try a spot I found. It looks good. Maybe we'll have better luck there. As I said, I've moved areas and returned to the crack where I found the half-gram gold nugget. I'll try to continue it upward here. In the video, it stopped here, but I want to clear this area to see if we find more bedrock and move this rock. If I need to move it, I'm going to clear all of this and see what we find underneath. I'm not getting any signals around here, but anyway, I'm going to grab a pan. Look, there's the bottom of the bedrock, but it gives me a bad feeling because it breaks really easily. I mean, look at all the rock that came out of there, man. Anyway, I don't know. Let's give it a try. I mean, just finding one gold particle would motivate me to keep going. This whole thing just falls apart. Well, that's how I left the crack. I don't know. Let's see what's here. There really should be some gold coming out because I'm telling you, this crack was full. I'm going to the river to wash it and see what happens. Well, there's a particle here, the first piece of gold I've seen today. It's incredible. Well, that's how gold is, you see, right there in that crack behind me. I found almost a gram of gold the other day, and now I'm right next to it, and I've only found a tiny particle, and I've been here for 4 hours. I mean, just imagine. I'm stopping here since it's getting dark and cold, but tomorrow I'll try another spot further up or down. For me, that's tomorrow, but for you, it's just a moment. Well, it's a new day. Today I've come much further down the river. And well, if you notice, right on this bank where I am, it's pretty much all bedrock. Well, it's covered with moss, but underneath here is the rock. I've brought the XP Orcs in its headphones, which will help block out the river noise so I can hear signals. Is that it? I'll take a walk to find an interesting spot, then we'll start cleaning a crack. Hopefully we'll have better luck than yesterday and find some gold. I've been walking along the riverbank for quite a while. I haven't gotten any clear signals, but look, I like this. This crack starts over there from the water and runs all the way along here. Well, there's no telling how far it goes, and it's not a very strong signal or anything. But if you notice, it cuts through the threshold. You can't hear it over the current and noise, but with headphones I can tell it blocks background noise from the detector. There must be some metal there, probably something small. Let's clean out the crack and see what we find, okay? I like this crack because it's also perpendicular to the river, and it acts like a natural riffle, like a sluice box, so gold should be getting deposited here. I'm going to start scraping this area, and then depending on what I see, I'll move up or down to see what we find. It's pretty deep. Well, I've cleaned this section. I've gone as deep as I could. I've even scraped the clay. This one you see here because in this area when this white clay comes out, sometimes the gold gets trapped there. I'm going to wash this pan. I haven't filled it, but I want to see if it's worth searching here. I'll take it to the water and see what I find. Finally, the first small flake and some tiny particles are here. I think it's worth searching the crack more. I'll collect this one and we'll continue, okay? Finally, after almost 2 days searching here, I find some decent gold. I'm telling you, let's keep checking out that crack and see if we find anything else. There are a few small flakes here. I think this is the best pan today. I'll collect them and keep going up to see if the roots let me continue, since there are many roots. Let's try this one and see. I've already seen at least one shining over there. Let's take a look. Damn, look! Look, look! But how much gold is here, man? These two are really big, huh? And here's another one, and here's another one. There's a ton of gold, man. Wait, I'm gonna put it all together, okay? I'll show you. I'm taking out these big stones. I knew there had to be more gold further up. There are 3 pretty big flakes and a couple of particles. Not bad at all. It's the best pan I've had today. Awesome! Well, I'm going to collect it and keep going. I want to continue up that crack to see if we can keep going. This crack collapsed! This way, whoa! Well, I've made it to this area and there's a rock fall here. The crack is completely blocked. I'll finish cleaning up to this point to see if we find anything else in this last section. Well, I can't go any further because, like I said, it's all full of huge rocks and this log too, which I can't move. So let's wash this pan. There's not much material, but let's see if we find a big one. Let's check, but it doesn't look good. Look, there's a tiny one there, a little flake. There are a few more particles around, but not much, huh? Well, little by little, we're gathering it, man. I'll show you what I found, then we'll head home. This is all the gold I found today. Not too bad, right? I expected it to be worse, but after spending hours searching and finding nuggets far apart, there's actually a lot of gold here. There are some big flakes and plenty of particles. Not bad, huh? I'm happy. The only thing is, of course, I've spent a ton of hours here. I hope it shows in the video, but I think it was about 8 or 10 hours over the 2 days just to get this much gold, huh? Not much luck so far, but that's gold hunting for you. You just have to keep trying. That's it for now. Hope you enjoyed and found the video interesting. See you next Friday.